Hi there, this is a reading for the collective. Take what resonates, leave the rest. So today we're going to do a reading about what intentions and or habits are you needing to release right now. That's quite the long title. I'm going to have to think of a way to kind of shrink it before I post it. But yeah, I'm just kind of feeling myself like I've been trying to do things differently and being conscious, really conscious of the things that I'm doing and my intentions and habits and whatnot. So I just thought it would be a good topic to explore the hermit. Yeah, getting out of hermit mode. My friend Catherine and I have been talking about that quite a bit. Yeah, and look at Eight of Cups is all about walking away. So some of you might have to literally walk away from something, like somebody. I'm feeling like work is associated, actually. Queen of Pentacles, we love it. Ooh, strength. Oh, Four of Wands reversed. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of you that probably resonate with like a toxic work situation, keeping you up at night. But it could literally be anybody, any, thing that you're needing to walk away from. Ten of Pentacles, good energy. Yeah, and part of letting go of things is so you can make room for the good things that you want in your life, right? All right, Bird, be quiet. I think that's Brennan. Usually is. He's kind of loud. That's the Six of Cups reverse. Interesting. I say that a lot. Interesting, don't I? I knew there was two that wanted to come out. Ooh, the Tower with the Three of Wands. So whatever is falling away is going to bring opportunity. That's beautiful. Whatever you're releasing, and we'll get into that with the oracles, you're going to make room for opportunities. That's the Three of Wands there. Yeah. That's what it sounds like they're saying. We saw a page while we were shuffling. Interesting. New energy. There's another three. Three of Cups in the reverse. Definitely a sense of like, oh, that Four of Wands came out again. Getting rid of the phony people. And now that you're in this Queen energy, Empress, Emperor, whatever, you're in this boss bitch energy, or in charge energy. You don't have room for the phonies anymore. So that might be what you're walking away from, for sure. Another page. Hey, stop. Ten of Pentacles. You know what's funny is I thought it was reversed, so it was meant to come out in the reverse. Money spending habits are definitely coming up here. Needing to set an intention to get rid of, I want to say loose spending. I don't know why Spirit is putting that in my mind, but I feel like I'm going to hit this. I'm going to move my chair over a little bit. Loose spending. Just spending, being frivolous with your money, for sure is definitely a thing coming up, which I can relate. So yeah, let's, without further ado, get into it. I really want to use the Dead Inside deck just because I love it. But I did bring that deck out too. Yeah, screw it. I've said it a million times, but this is like my favorite deck of all time. I just got it recently and I can't put it down. It's just so funny. Like, and in the midst of something serious, you need like this topic, you need to lighten the mood. Yeah, like, okay, that's perfect. Taking action, like feeling like, well, this skeleton's got so much going on around him. So like, knowing when you need to put in effort. The page is, he's working towards material things, with new, like, young energy, kind of learning a trade if you're new to something. But either way, it's like, okay, I'm not going to sit in a loop here and do the same thing every day. And I understand I don't have to work my ass off to get the abundance, right? Like, that's your mindset before a lack one. But you recognize now that you don't want to live in Groundhog's Day. This one wanted to come out. Trying not to lose it. Yeah, like, you don't want to live in Groundhog's Day, and you want to experience things that you deserve and have fun with it instead of it feeling like a chore. Like, this is tied to work, it feels like, for sure. Which I can relate to that as well. I knew that was gonna, this wants to go here. I was gonna put it here, which would make sense, convincing yourself it's fine. But I was thinking that looked uneven, so that worked out. Virgo. Yeah, you're like burnt out from every day, the mundane shit. You don't want to do that anymore. But the thing that Spirit is saying is that, you know, you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you have. So if you keep telling Spirit, or if you keep showing Spirit, I should say, that you've got to work hard to attain anything, then you're staying in that loop, right? Replaying the breakup. Okay, some of you might, especially with this block card, I feel like this is more situational, though, like a situationship. Like, I hate that word. But it could be, you know, a disconnect from somebody important to you. It feels more romantic in nature. And you're needing to let go of the unhealthy attachment thing. So, you know, there's secure attachment, and then there's 3 like attachment styles that a lot of people are living in. And I always forget the third one, but there's avoidant attachment, anxious attachment, and there's another one that feels kind of like this, the 2 combined, which I feel like I'm more anxious attached, but I can get avoidant too. But you want to be in more a secure space, and that starts within you. Like, you can't look for security outside yourself. That's why you're in whatever attachment style you're in, because you're counting on somebody to, like, you're putting pressure on someone to, you know, take care of your every need, or, you know, make you feel instead of insecure, secure, and they can't do that for you. You've got to figure out why you feel insecure first, okay? So I feel like there's a couple, I don't know why scenarios are coming up, but you might be triggered right now, and that's why. Like, perhaps you already started working on the intentions or habits, and then something happened and you feel like you're getting pulled back. Know that if you've already started working on it, you can't be completely pulled back. You're just being more reminded right now, because you want to get out of, you know, you don't want to stay where you're at because you've already made a lot of progress. So, you know, work, it feels tied to work in a sense, or even at home, like cleaning, whatever the case is, like putting pressure on yourself to get everything done. That's definitely like a bad habit, because it makes you resent other people, like your partner, or you know, if it's for working for a business. You know, I was just thinking about this the other day about high performers. Actually, I do want to do, that's the video I wanted to do, was a high performer video. I'm gonna have to write that down because I want to do that one for sure. Like recovering, high performer recovering or something, I don't know. One second. High performer. Okay. But anyway, I was thinking about like how the high performers always get the shaft, and like the people who do absolutely nothing get covered. Like the workforce, the bosses, they expect you to pick up the slack because that person's never going to work as hard as you. And it's just, that's a loop right there, right? So a lot of you probably are high performers, and how you're treated at work is affecting your home life too. So you definitely want to get out of the mindset that you're only enough if you get all this shit done, because that ain't true at all. You're already enough just being you. And then another scenario I feel like is a connection. This feels like, actually, I should have said too, this feels like from the past, and the birds are being loud right now. So before I even said it, I knew it. I mean, I know it to be the truth because I wouldn't say it if it wasn't. But this feels like past energy. So, and it could be recent past or whatever, but it feels like, and I've been dreaming about a person from my past. So this is definitely tying into that. It feels like some kind of situation with someone, romantic probably, that maybe something never got off the ground, or maybe like you were too much in your head about it. Obsession is coming to mind. I'm surprised that card didn't come out. I mean, being blocked, this feels like you kind of tracking that other person and not realizing that you're doing it. But the phone is significant, so you might have been watching their socials or, whatever, and like, just focusing solely on that thing. But there's definitely a mental loop, air sign here. That's all about the mind, and that's why I kind of, thought about it. But over analysis, so there's something that you haven't, I want to say forgiven them for. So that's the thing, but there's something else that I feel like you haven't let go of. So we'll get into that so you can move forward. So those two are coming up right off the bat. But we'll see what else this reading says, okay? So we've got the Six of Cups reversed, Four of Wands. I almost said Four Cups. Four of Wands reversed, trying not to lose it. Tension, suppression, rage, or suppress rage, pressure. I was talking about pressure, was I not? So Six of Cups is rose-colored glasses, okay? And this feels tied to this for sure, with the situationship or the relationship or whatever. Four of Wands reverse is about, this is commitment. So something you saw as a forever thing. See, my mind wanted to go in the wrong direction, even though I said it was from the past. My first thought was my boyfriend. I'm like, wait, I just said it was a past, so he's not in the past. That's a mental loop. That's a trauma response. And drama is here. So, expecting the worst might be a thing that you're, like a habit you're trying to break, and stop thinking like that, or intention that you don't want to set, because we want to create good things for ourselves. But so this feels like maybe you need to forgive yourself for not knowing what you know now. I feel like there were red flags everywhere. I'm kind of surprised that card didn't come out. Red flags everywhere, just right in front of your face. A tower moment obviously happened with this person because you were not listening, and they got pulled away from you. Some of you might be fresh out of this and you're not seeing what the rest of us can already see, that the connection is not healthy, it's toxic. Those readers out there were talking about soulmates and twin flames. Like, to me, none of that shit matters. If you got a good, strong connection with somebody and they treat you right, that's what's important. Because the problem with those two words, especially the twin flame, like, people are looking to the word, attaching themselves to the word, and saying, Jimmy's their twin flame, and actually he's, harmful to the person. You know what I mean? So, yeah, your rose-colored glasses were really on, like you couldn't see anything, you couldn't see the truth, and that, like, it blew up, there's a volcano, and now you're just like, oh God, my forever after didn't work out. Wherever you are at on that journey. If it's been a long time for you, like it has for me, you're probably frustrated. Like for me, I'm dreaming about that person. I'm like, okay, what haven't I let go of yet? Here's part of my answer. Forgiveness. Forgiveness to myself, like I said, for not recognizing what was in front of me, not recognizing the red flags, and for, being unhealthily attached to the person and ruining relationships because of it, and yada yada yada. You need to sit down and then whatever you need to forgive that person for. Perhaps they promised you a happily ever after and you never got it, or they set out the impression that they're giving you breadcrumbs to, this is a red flag, breadcrumbs to stay attached to them. And it's just completely toxic. So, but they never followed through. So you could, that might be something you're hanging on to. I literally had a dream this person held me by the wrist. And when I woke up, I was like, no, you're not holding me anywhere. Like, in the sense that what it meant to me, what I felt like it meant, that dream, was that person was trying to hold me, hold me back from moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, no. So, and it's not literally that person now, right? The impression that I get now that I'm sitting with this reading, it's really more the energy that is tied to the connection. Especially if you have like this really deep connection and you're, like I say, you just really attached to this person. It takes a long time to kind of dig up the roots of it and cut the cord. So you might even want to, if you resonate with this part of it, you might even want to, now my wrist is itching. You might even want to do a cord cutting ceremony. And actually, let me just pull a cord cutting card here, and I might do it for the rest of them. We'll see what comes up, but let's see what intention you can say to, whoa, okay, look at, can't make it up. You are making progress with the other card. You're making progress even if it doesn't feel like, and I gotta tell you, for me it doesn't, because it's like, okay, it's been like 6 years or something, I don't know. But I've already walked away. I was forced to walk away, and I've already myself walked away. I'm happy now with someone. So why is this still here? Sorry, we're gonna need one more. Spirit, what are we needing to cut the cord from? Blame feels like a thing. Like it's their fault, it's their fault. Patience. Oh, you need patience for yourself while you're going through this. This isn't something, because it's so deeply rooted, it's not something that you can just snap your finger and be over it, and if, like me, a lot of time has passed, maybe you thought you were done with it, but there's something deeper coming up that you got to address that you couldn't before because of where you were on your healing journey. You know what I'm saying? So, there's 2. Discipline, regret. Okay. You cut the cord of regret. I know that I cannot change the past. So it definitely is about, man, I should have known better. You need to forgive yourself, because the shoulda, coulda, wouldas aren't going to change pride aren't going to change what happened. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to let that go. It happened. It's done. So now how do we move forward? Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Yeah, it's not about right or wrong at this point, especially for people like me that this has been a long time. It's more about your well-being, okay? You don't need to worry about their karma or what's going on with them. Like, oh, I hope they're miserable. Like, don't do that. And I don't do that either. I just want it to be done for me. And that's what you need to want. And just have patience. You're doing the best you can. So the patience feels like for the people who are just kind of getting out of it and you want to be over the person. And, that takes time, especially with this strong of a connection. But I can tell you with 100% certainty, it's toxic. So you better thank God you got your tower moment. So we got the Tower, Three of Wands, avoiding eye contact like a pro. So the Tower is all about, like, look at this burning building. Everything's crashing around you, but it's so you can rebuild the building, so to speak. And it makes room for opportunities, right? Avoiding eye contact like a pro, social anxiety, shame, discomfort. So you probably are like me and you have this discomfort around being seen. Like maybe you're a leader like me, maybe you're meant to lead. And it doesn't mean you have to lead people in the sense that you're going to be a boss. No, this is more like I'm meant to help people. I'm meant to be in some kind of service with people. And like, it's okay that you get social anxiety, but you really have to like accept that as part of you. I gotta make sure this door is shut. I'm sorry. You gotta accept that as part of you because, in all parts of you, because it's there and you can't get rid of it. Okay. So, you're meant for it. So you got to just accept that there's something kind of uncomfortable in your life that is meant to teach you to be more in line with your purpose. Okay. And that doesn't mean that because you might be like me. Okay. This is something like an intention or a habit that you want to get rid of. If you're like me and kind of looking at these cards and you're like performing, you spent your whole life performing. And what I mean by that is, so-and-so likes when I'm like this. So you might have been acting like an extrovert, but you're actually an introvert. So now that you've realized you're an introvert, you're like, oh man, now I gotta be an extrovert again. Yes, in a sense, but it's for something you enjoy. Like for me, I love doing this. So, when I talk to people, like, of course, after the day, if it's like a fair or something, I'm drained completely. Or if I do a reading, I might be a little bit drained because I pour so much energy into it. But it doesn't matter because I'm doing what I love. So you're going to stay an introvert. Like that's who you are. So this feels kind of like an inner battle, but there are times that you're meant to be in the spotlight. And I think more than that, and if you can change your mind about it, like look at it as I'm doing what I love. So, I'm going to be around people sometimes. That's just going to happen. That might make it easier for you. Don't look at it as black and white. Like it has to be, I'm only going to be around people XYZ this much time. Like I already have to do it over here, so I don't want to do it over here. Like stop thinking about those things. Just when you get a chance to be alone and you can reset, do it. That's it. And it sounds like easier than probably it is, but just get in the habit of after, like you can probably recognize in your body when you're drained, then you take some time to yourself, you relax, you do whatever it is you do to reset, meditate, bath, something. And then, when you're ready, get back to the people. But if you're like me too, maybe you got a side job and you gotta work with people there. It's a lot. It can be a lot. And Spirit is understanding that. But you're just meant to be in the spotlight in some sort of way. So you have, it's like in a sense of like changing your mind. You have to change your mind about it. It's not the same as being forced to perform and be extroverted and on all the time. Cause that is I got chills, a million times more draining than if you're doing something for fun that you love. Okay. So then we got the Page of Pentacles with wait, work, scroll, repeat, burnout cycle, routine collapse, see? Convincing yourself it's fine, denial, emotional suppression. Oh my God, that's so funny. So, what is that? I'm sorry, somebody's doing something outside. I hope that's not too loud. So Catherine and I had that podcast, Embers of Enlightenment, which will be be uploaded tonight. I should say, not on. It's not on at a specific time. We just upload it when we're done. But it will be uploaded today, and we're going to talk about generational cycles that we're, out here meaning to break. And one of the things that came up when we were discussing like what we were going to talk about is emotional suppression. Because, the generations before, I'd say Gen X, like boomers especially, but like the generations before the boomers, they all just, I'm sorry, you gotta shut this window. And it's perfect timing because it sounds like they're doing something out there. Hopefully my sage is out. No, I don't think it is. Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. I don't see smoke. But anyway, those generations did not share anything. They did not want anyone to know what was going on at home, because they had this presentation performing, right, that everything's great at home. We're just so happy and everything's perfect. And a lot of times it was the complete opposite. That's just what they believe they needed to do. But we're breaking that cycle. And the page is out here like, okay, I know I want to be abundant. I know I want to work towards the things that I love, but it ain't going to be how it was before, because that did not work for me. I think they're growing some milk at this window. So it ain't going to be like that. I'm going to do different, and it's going to make me lots of money and get me lots of love, and I'm doing what I love and just pouring out everywhere. You know what I mean? So that's beautiful. So here you're just kind of meaning to, break the habit of suppressing your emotions and, break the cycle literally on performance, on working way too hard. Especially if you're a high performer, you're going to resonate with this. Okay, I thought it was done, but it was not. 1 second. Distractions might be a thing, especially like this card, right? So every time I shut the window, they stop. I don't know if it's Justin or my neighbor. So yeah, you set the intention that you're breaking the mold, so to speak, because your parents, your ancestors, grandpa, grandma, and even before that, they believed in this kind of work ethic of like, you got to get it all done. You got to do it all today, and you got to work hard. And listen, I'm all for working hard. I am a millennial, so I was raised to work hard, to be a hard worker. And I think I just had that in me, but I will no longer be that hard worker that's like breaking my back and, breaking my, like being so drained because I've, done everything on my list times a million. And, it's just, we're not about that anymore. So that's definitely what's coming through here, which I'm so glad that came up, because we're literally going to talk about emotional suppression. You might want to, that's one of the things you might want to check out our podcast. So then we've got the Queen of Pentacles with Three of Cups reversed, and can't even, overwhelmed, shut down, apathy. And there's another, a lot of you probably have, there's a lot of screens. A lot of you might probably have like a corporate job, and corporate jobs, I don't want to make you feel worse about your job, but they're like the worst in the sense that of these like cycles, you know, like the high performer, you know, we're all about community, but literally all they care about is making money. They don't care about you most of the time. Maybe you have a nice work, maybe you have a great boss. I'm not minimizing that either, but it's very, the corporate world is very cycle-ish too. You know, there's a lot of toxic work environments, a lot of, you know, doing more work, not getting paid enough, like that sort of thing, okay? So, but this, I was talking about the Queen of Pentacles, right? So she's very nurturing, loving. She's not materialistic, but she has nice things, or she works hard to get the things that she wants, basically, is what it is. But not to her own detriment. Like, she's just got it figured out, you know, like she's been a page, she's been, well, knights are typically men, but whatever. She's gone through the cycles of, you know, youth to being an adult, and she's got things figured out, and she's really not afraid to shine or be in the center, like she's the queen. But then you've got this Three of Cups reverse, which is what I was talking about before, where you have people around you that don't want to celebrate your success or how you're doing, because you've broken out of these loop types, or you started doing that, and maybe you're becoming more abundant because you're doing the work, right? And the important work, which is the work on yourself. But I also feel like there's a sense of you kind of minimizing yourself and not wanting the celebration when you really should be celebrating all your progress. So that's definitely a thing that's coming through with this can't even. But I would be really mindful about the people around you who can't handle where you've outgrown them, basically. So, you know, set an intention that you invite more people that are on your level, or are not, maybe they're not on your level, but they're not afraid of your, you being a queen. Like they're not intimidated. They're not looking to steal your spot, or, you know, like you have people out there who are pretending like they're happy for you, but they're not, or maybe they're not pretending and you're just still like accepting that, and it's not, that's not for you. Let me pull a cord cutting card for this one, because I feel like there's something specific I'm trying to say, but it's like not coming through. I think there's two things happening with this thing. Let's see. Ooh, why do these keep falling on the floor? Like I'm already having a hard time trying not to hit this thing. What do we got? And now I can't pick it up. Cool story, bro. I'm just gonna bring the card a little. Step away from drama. Yeah, that's definitely one of the things. Like you got to move away from people who are talking about you. Like maybe you know people are talking about you, but you want to stick it to them because you're the queen now. But it's like, is that really worth your energy? Small potatoes. Create better habits. So there's part of you, I think, that those people I was talking about, they probably have been around you a long time. And being around those people might bring out old habits that die hard, right? Like that you still are kind of do not contact. Wow. You're still kind of teetering in between, like I was saying in the beginning. So you got to be careful and don't allow yourself to get sucked back into like page energy, or, you know, like I'm picturing what I'm picturing with this group of females or males, but usually females are gossiping, is them gossiping with you about other people while they're talking behind your back. So they're trying to get you to fall back in the old habit of like, you know, talking shit about other people so they can feel better about you being better than them. So don't get sucked back into that. So that's set an intention that I don't need to worry about anybody else but me and the people I care about. Like, and not even worry about them. They can handle their own. But you know what I'm saying? And I just noticed red, green, green, red, red, green. So red is like a grounding root. And actually, look at, I pulled out a red. This is red jasper. You might want to look that up. I forget what it means, but a red, well, it's reddish brown crystal. So that's like grounding. The red is grounding energy, and green is the heart space. So yeah, your heart has opened up a lot. You probably are really good at expressing your emotions now, even though you used to suppress them. And that's why you're a queen, right? You can do it all. So, you know, stay grounded and in your heart space instead of the ego, which is these people. So then we've got the Page of Swords reversed with blocked as fuck, cut off, disbelief, avoidance, with treating drama as therapy, chaos addiction, misprocessing. Yeah, you might be used to, I've been talking about this a lot lately. You might be used to things not working out for you. So that's how they're sucking you back in. So you have to change your mind as like, you know, everything's working out for me. I'm doing really well. And, you know, I don't need to worry about this kind of thing anymore. I don't need to work super hard to get the things I want. Opportunities are always coming to me. I can tell the difference now between who's real and who's not. I don't have my rose-colored glasses anymore. But yeah, I mean, this page energy was like what you were in, because the Page of Swords reverse really doesn't sugarcoat, but like says too much. And then that's when you get pulled into drama, and then you get blocked by people. But again, I feel like this group is tied to a past connection, romantic. So you might have said the wrong thing to them. You might have told people and you shouldn't have. You know, it doesn't matter what it is, but you were blocked because of something that happened. So I feel like we got to figure out, because it feels like it's in the past for everybody. But again, the timeline's probably different for everybody, but I don't know why this specifically is coming up, because I don't feel like any of you are in the energy of like being a motor mouth, or, you know, bragging or creating drama, or like intentionally creating drama is what I want to say. So let's see if I can pull one of these and maybe a cord cutting card. This is interesting. I don't usually read like this. Denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to, 100%. Some of you might feel like you're never going to get out of this. Like, you know, you're never going to be okay. Like, you're going to be okay. It's going to take a while. Confidently close this chapter. Okay. Perseverance. And then remove temptation, step away from drama. And look at drama keeps on coming up. This person in that situation is nothing but trouble and drama specifically. So what are you in denial about though? Connection no longer serves you. Some of you are still in the connection. I was wrong. Sometimes we're wrong. Some of you are still in the connection, but actually I wasn't, because I said something somewhere about how it's not for you. Trust me. Like, so but I was picturing people like just getting out of it and then they're feeling like, oh, why can't I have them back? But I think there's some of you who are in denial that you got to let this person go. It might even be people who just got out of it too that are in denial. But yeah, that connection is not for you at all. Sorry, one second. That connection is not for you. And you gotta set an intention to move on from this person, because there's nothing more you can gain from it. The only thing you can gain from this experience is knowledge, lessons, growth. I think that person's done. It's just really smoky in here because of all the sage I lit. Growth, what you don't want in a connection for sure. Because this person, all they do is play games. I don't want to minimize you and say you're not amazing, because you are. But this person has a lot of people at their disposal, I think, and you're just a number, or like maybe you had because you had a connection, you might be higher on the list, but there's a list, you know what I'm saying? And you don't want to end up in this space that's like, you're not happy, it's not a family kind of thing. You're not, like, that person isn't sharing with you like their wealth or, their life, well, they might be sharing secrets to make you feel important, but they're not sharing it all with you. And you want someone that is going to share the good, the bad, all of it. And like a long lasting connection. The way that it was put to me before, and actually this was on ChatGPT, because I was trying to figure out why this person keeps coming up, was that is intensity. So if you go for intensity, it doesn't last, right? But if you go for the commitment, that's what's everlasting, right? That's your, forever after. I don't want to say happily ever after, because that's, people don't like conflict, or they think, oh, if there's something wrong, especially if you're like me and, working through some kind of trauma like that, like you think, oh, something's wrong, when there's a disagreement, and there isn't. It's just a part of life. So it's your happily ever after with ups and downs, like, life will happen in the connection. But if you stick with this young energy from this other person, I'm kind of surprised the Knight of Cups reverse isn't out here, like player energy. You're not going to get, like, that's why this is reversed. You're not going to get that commitment. Like, they won't give it to you. There's 2 cards saying they're not going to give you what you want. And I don't know why that's coming up, because we're talking about, your intentions and habits, but this might be a habit you're having trouble breaking. This person is a habit you're having trouble breaking. I kind of wish I brought out something soft, because now I always like to end on a high note, or just end the reading in good energy. I could just pull out a deck. I've never done this either. I almost pulled out, I almost pulled out my universe cards, because they're just they always feel good no matter what the message is, I really like this deck a lot. Just bear with me here. I'm trying to get them all. Okay. So, let's see. Oh shit, this damn chair. Note to self, next chair is not going to be rolling in this room. All right. Oh, this way. Oh, that one. We'll do 2. Okay. I don't know if I mentioned something about a lack mindset. I think I did, because the 10 of Pentacles. So, one of the habits, actually an intention you need to set, is that there's always enough. for you, okay? And part of like what you give will come back. Part of your thought of like that not actually happening has to do with these people that are in the story, whether it's not true friends or family, or feels more like friendships though, like frenemies or whatever, or romantic relationships who only give you enough, like the breadcrumbs. They only give you enough to keep you hanging on, okay? What you give will come back. When in doubt, give, let them have it, surrender, make peace. When there's no doubt, give, let them have it, surrender, make peace. Did I make life too easy? The universe. P.S. There's no doubt who is number one in my book. Shh. See, I was talking about a list. You are number one. And anybody that makes you feel like not number one, you shouldn't be around. And I'm not saying that like, you know, to give you an ego, like, oh, I'm number one, but you should feel like number one to somebody. Like, my boyfriend doesn't leave any doubt in my mind that I'm number one, you know, like he would never cheat on me. He would never, like he's committed 100% with me. Okay. And vice versa. So I don't ever have to question it. The second part, when there's no doubt, give, let them have it, surrender, make peace. Like, I know I'm going to get back what I've given, and it might look different than what I give him, but he gives to me whatever I ask for. So if you have to continuously ask somebody for something and they're not giving it to you, there's your answer, right? And there's nothing wrong with admitting, like, you didn't lose anything. Like, maybe your ego is to play here where you're like, oh, I thought, you know, I've spent so much time on this person and I need to make it work because I'm going to look silly. It's like, no, you won't. Because everybody at some point in their life does that, spends too much time on somebody who doesn't deserve it. And even friendships, right? I was friends with somebody for years and years and years and years, and our friendship is gone now because they were talking behind my back. So, and that wasn't the first time. So, you know, I realized, you know what, this isn't for me, and I'm going to just walk away from it. And whatever they think happened is fine. But, you know, I could say to myself, man, you really should have known better because of that first time. But, you know, sometimes we got to play it out and see what happens. Maybe somebody will change, you know. But I feel like you've given this person ample amount to show up, and they're not going to do it. I just have to put it plain and simple so you understand. And I'm sorry I'm repeating myself, but you need to get the message. Otherwise, reverse tower is here, and that is not pretty. I've experienced that, and I'm telling you, everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things came crashing down at one time because I didn't listen, and that was really hard for me. Love is the reason. Each person in your life is there for a reason, and that reason always has something to do with love, like me, the universe. So that's not saying, I don't want you to get the wrong impression. That's not saying the opposite of what I've been telling you, not to be with this person. That's saying that anybody who has harmed you, like if you're in like so far distance from it, like I am, and you're like, God, I hate that person or something, like maybe you are feeling that or saying that. It's like God is telling you, no, you don't hate them. You needed to experience something with them. You needed to learn something. Everything is for a reason, and love is the answer. That's the meaning behind that, okay? Everyone is doing their best, including you. I thought there was only 2, but there are really only 2 types of people. Those you know and love, and those you will love. Until there's only one type of person, and then we'll probably hit replay. The game of life, the universe. I love that. So that's saying there's more love to go around to other people. So you let this person go, or these people go, It's to make room for other people. Good people, the people you want. Set an intention, write it down, the kind of people you want to be around for friends. Write down the kind of person you want in a partner. Maybe some of you have already moved on, like I said, but if you haven't, that's what I did, and I found Justin, and it's the best decision I've ever made. Create space for new love. I'm dead. Like, this person is not for you. Forgive. Oh my God. Most people are just trying to survive. Yeah, you're doing the best you can. You're doing great. There really isn't a lot per se that you need to, habits you need to get rid of, or intentions that you need to get rid of. There were some that came up, but this is really just a reminder that the best thing you can do is that, like, if you don't want to focus on the bad, and that's why I didn't say bad habits, because that just feels icky. If you don't want to focus on the bad things, focus on the good, and set that good intention to invite the right kind of people in your life that can give you opportunities. Maybe it's a new work venture, maybe it's a new work partner or whatever, and who can offer you unconditional love, because this is 100% conditional, and we don't like that. I hope this helped you. Any likes, shares, comments, subscribers especially to my channel are super appreciated and helpful. I am trying to monetize this station, so anything you can do for me there would be very much appreciated. If you'd like to donate to my channel, that is not expected but appreciated. I also have a new phone, and I will put that phone number in the comments. It's strictly for my business. You can do a reading on, you can call me on that line. You can do a reading. You can set up a reading. Some people don't like the internet, so I just kind of wanted to give that option out there. If you text me one time, I'll give you one free card. And then I will also put my booking site in the comments. I have video readings available now, and those are a little bit cheaper than my one-on-ones, so check that out. And I hope this helped you, and you all have a good day.